Hey, thanks for clicking on this video. So I'm Johnny Hazel, and this channel is dedicated to all things powerlifting and strength training. And to kick off the launch of this new channel, I'm going to review 3 online powerlifting programs. I'm going to start with novice programs, progress to intermediate, and finish with advanced programs. Now this is still part of the novice program reviews. The first one I did was the Grayskull. The second one was the Bill Star, the third one was the Ensuns 531, and this one, the Stronglifts 5 sets of 5, is the final one in the novice review series. Okay, I wasn't initially going to do this one, but a lot of people commented and messaged me saying, please can you review this program? So as I promised, I would do it, and I'm doing it. Okay, so this is the Stronglifts 5 sets of 5 routine. I've chosen the beginner one. You can do this in either pounds or kilograms, but I've chosen pounds. I'll have in the description below a link to both spreadsheets, the pounds and the kg option. Now this program is very similar to the Bill Star 5 sets of 5 and the Mad Cows 5 sets of 5. It's pretty much a rip off of it. But then let's not be too negative now. Okay, so up here, right here, this starting section, firstly put in the day's date. Today for me is the 17th of August 2021. Please be aware that this is using the date, month and year, not the American way of doing it, starting with the month. Enter your body weight and your fat percentage. Now both of these figures don't affect anything in the main program, so it's actually irrelevant. If you don't want to input this information, don't. Doesn't change anything. But if you're cutting or bulking, this one particularly so will be very interesting for you as a powerlifter, because then you can monitor each week your progression in body weight, whether you're adding or losing weight. Body fat percentage, we're not bodybuilders, so this really isn't that important. If you're really that vain and you care that much, you can measure your body fat, but I've never done it myself, and I don't know many powerlifters that do. So anyway, that's that. So starting weight, let's look at week 1. So you firstly need to work out what's your starting weight for the squat, the bench, the overhead press, the barbell rows, and the deadlift. Now it doesn't have a starting weight calculator like a lot of these other programs do, and there is no percent to reset or anything like this to help you. I believe that the mobile app download does have this feature, but the free ones do not have this. What I've recommended is right here. This is my personal get that out of the way. This is my own starting weight calculator system. Firstly, find your 1 rep max. So once you've done that, let's say I did a 200-pound squat, then you've got your starting weight. To work that out, you take 60% of that 1 rep max. In this case, it is 120 pounds, but because we're using kilograms, it's rounding. As you can see in the formula bar, I'm using this M round formula, and I'm rounding to the nearest 5, the nearest rounded number. If you're doing kilograms, you might want to change that to 2.5. So let's just say actually I did 220. As you can see, it's changed that to a sort of 2.5 rounded number, but because we're using pounds, I'm going to keep it at 5. So that's how you would work that out. But I'm going to keep all the default weights in here as it is, because these are simple and easy to analyze and reflect for you. So what you're doing is you're squatting 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday and Friday, with 1 day rest in between each session. You're benching twice a week, week A, and week B, so the other week you overhead press twice a week, bench once a week. So now here's my first criticism. Let's just get this out of the way. This lacks in specificity for a powerlifter. An overhead press is not a competition lift. It's not a main lift. It's an accessory, secondary exercise for the bench press to try and strengthen your bench press. So why are you training it twice a week? I have absolutely no idea. You can quite easily bench press twice a week for the full 12-week program and forever onwards, however long you want to run this program, because it is an indefinite program, meaning there is no strict time limit to this time frame for this program. But come back to that later. So I don't see why you're putting so much energy and focus and time into perfecting your technique for the overhead press and developing it and growing the strength of your overhead press when you're not even going to be doing it come meet day. So again, that's my first criticism, but it's easily fixed. You can easily fix that by just replacing it and just benching twice a week, every week for the full program, and overhead pressing once a week, making a 5 pound or 2.5 pound jump each session for that overhead press. So you can change it if you would like to. So let's just unhighlight that to remove any confusion. And your barbell, week A, you barbell row twice. You do the pendulum bent over rows twice. Week B, you deadlift twice a week, and you barbell row once a week. So again, that's alternating. I don't have too much criticism about this. Someone might say, well, you criticize the overhead press and it's not a competition lift, and the barbell row isn't a competition lift, so why don't you criticize that? Well, because the barbell row is a fantastic exercise, firstly, for your deadlift. The strength carryover for a pendulum barbell row is fantastic in strengthening the back, creating some mass in the back. So it's a great exercise. In addition, most novice lifters, or even intermediate lifters, will only actually deadlift once a week anyway. So unlike with the bench, you can't train the deadlift as frequently as you would the bench press. You could train the bench 3 times a week, but the deadlift you would normally do maximum twice, but normally people train it once a week, especially novice and intermediate lifters. So that's why I haven't criticized this one. However, my second criticism of this program that's staring me right in the face is you are deadlifting week A for just one set of 5. Oh my gosh. How are you going to make any strength adaptations on a weekly basis, adding 5 to 10 pounds when you are only just doing 5 reps? They don't even have a warm-up routine, so you don't even get any extra volume through a warm-up routine like you did with the Grey Skull LP prac variant program. And also, how are you going to develop your technique, your form, your mental cues with just 5 reps a week? You need more volume to really perfect your technique. 5 reps a week is not enough. Then week 2, you do 1 set of 5 twice a week. Now, okay, you're doing 10 reps. It's still subpar. It's not enough volume to create strength adaptation each week. And it's definitely not enough to really perfect your technique and get those mental cues right. So again, second criticism here is the deadlift volume. Yikes, not enough. My advice would be maybe to do 4 sets of 5. So just do 4 sets of 5 on week A, and then just do 2 sets of 5 on week B and 2 sets of 5 on week B. So you do 2 sessions of 2 sets of 5. That's the way you can fix it and get enough volume for the deadlift. But if you choose not to do that, you can keep it the same. Now, this program doesn't state that there's any flexibility or maneuverability in this program. It's pretty fixed and set as it is. They don't advise you to really change much at all in this program. So yeah, let's start checking out the notes. So the first thing, include the barbell in the weight. I think this is a bit of a given, but I guess some people don't do it. Now, most barbells, most barbells weigh 45, Olympic barbells weigh 45 pounds, so about 20 kg. If you're not sure how much it weighs and you're at a commercial gym, you can ask the staff. Now, I have my own gym in Phuket, Thailand. I've had many people ask me over the years. I actually label my barbells now, so it states how much they weigh. But they should know. If they don't, then they should be fired, because they should know that basic information. So do make sure you work it out. Don't wing it or guess it. I've seen some people just hold the plate, shake it about and say, oh, it's 15 kilograms, or oh, it's 30 kilograms. No, actually find out how much it weighs. Sometimes it's actually written on the barbell at the end, on the end of the barbell. So do have a look before you ask staff. The second one, if your gym doesn't have 2.5 pounds, so 1.25 kilogram plates, go buy your own. This is a good idea. So this is what I did when I was in the UK and I trained there. My gym didn't have 2.5 pound plates, which was annoying. So I went and bought my own plates. Now, don't worry, you won't have to sell your car, remortgage your house to buy them. Just buy 2 plates, a pair, and it won't cost you a lot of money at all. And it's worth having. Just make sure you don't leave them. I left some in the gym when I was on holiday once. Yes, I did put them in my suitcase and travel abroad. That's how committed I am to being fit and strong. But I left it in the gym. I was super annoyed. So do make sure you take them home with you. Or you can alternatively leave them with the staff at the gym, and they might, if they're nice, put them aside for you. Now, don't use bigger increments than 5 pounds. Now, bearing in mind, must state firstly that with the deadlift, you actually increase by 10 pounds up until you reach 220 pounds. But we'll come back to that later. Let's just focus on this. So this is good advice actually. Just make increments and overload each training session by maximum of £5. A lot of people, have a really easy session. They think, screw it, I'll add £10 on. I'm strong. I'm Mr. Big Balls. I can add more weight on. And what happens is they then do this and they start to fatigue and burn out and overtrain. And then that's really bad, because not only do you plateau, i.e. you make zero progress and you aren't able to complete the workouts, you also run the risk of central nervous system fatigue, peripheral nervous system fatigue, muscle fatigue, over strains and injuries. So it's a really bad idea. You must think long term with powerlifting, not short term. Especially natural powerlifters, you have to think long term. This is a 12-week program. It's not a 1-week program. So you must think long term with these increments. Okay, that's some good advice. I like that. And as I said before, when you hit 220 pounds, what you need to do is you need to let me change this because this is annoying me. It looks like it's good. What you need to do is you change it from £10 increase each training session to a £5 increase. That's based on the fact that you've reached that sort of threshold, that limit of the novice effect, the newbie gains, and you can't make those big jumps anymore with £10. You have to cut the jumps and make smaller jumps, like with advanced powerlifters. I mean, they sometimes train up to like 14 weeks to add 5 kilograms to the bench press, or 24 weeks to add 10 kg to the squat. The gains start to become smaller, and the time to make those gains is longer. So that's the logic behind that, and you can even see in this spreadsheet right here, week 10 on Monday, you can see between the Monday and Friday session, you just make a £5 jump because you've now surpassed the 220 pound limit. So that's an example. If you miss a rep, or you should repeat that weight for the next workout, that's a good advice. So let's say the bench press, week 2 on Monday, I don't complete the 5 sets of 5. Let's say I do 3 sets of 5, 1 set of 4, and 1 set of 3. Okay, I've missed reps, so I have to repeat this weight again. So I'm on the overhead press here. Let's just keep it simple and stay on that. Then come Friday, I'm going to have to do 50 again. And if you are unable to do that for 2 more times, let's say you miss it on Friday again, you're missing reps. And then come the next session, you do 50 again on this Wednesday on week 3, and again you miss reps, then you have to deload by 10%. And what that means is you just take 10% off that weight, and then you'll start from there. So for example, let's say it's the bench press 45 pounds. Let's say I can't do that. We'll just take 10% off 45 pounds. So maybe I'll reduce that down to about 40 pounds. I'll take 5 pounds off the bar. So that's a good indicator of what that deload, that reset actually means. I think I've done it up here actually. Yeah. What's 10% of 45? It's 4.5. So you'd reduce it by 5 pounds. So that's what it means by that deloading by 10%. And then you can work your way back up again. So that's really good advice actually. That's won a few points for me, this program, using that system. And again, it's not a 12-week fixed program. You can run this program indefinitely until you stop making gains each week. You start hitting that plateau. You're no longer to increase or increment each training session. That's when you stop this program, and then you can move on to something else. So all in all, again, I give this program a 7 out of 10. It's not my highest rated novice program for quite a few reasons. Let's start with the negatives. Firstly, I don't like that you're overhead pressing twice a week, every other week. It lacks in specificity. It's not good for powerlifters. The overhead press is an accessory lift for the bench press. Secondly, the deadlift volume is shocking. It's 5 to 10 reps per week. It's not enough volume, although I have given you a solution to that. I also don't like the fact that this program doesn't have a fixed timeline. It says basically do it as long as you like. Until the end of time. I think it's much better for a novice lifter to have a timeline. They know how many weeks they're going to be working with. So I don't like that at all. I'm not a fan that it had absolutely no starting weight calculator included in this. The novice is in the dark. They have no idea what to start with. They're basically just going to wing it. They're going to turn up and say, hey, let's just work out what I can do for 5 sets of 5. That might not be accurate. So just as simple as including something like I've done here, which is such an easy thing to do, but it can really help a novice lifter. Now, what I do like about it is it's got some great instructions and notes down here to help you. Really good stuff. I also like the layout of the spreadsheet. It's quite simple. It's not too complicated. There's not too much information in one spot, mainly because of the fact that you're just doing 5 sets of 5 straight for a fixed amount of weight, which does make it look significantly easier when you look at it like this. But that is also one of the negatives about this program that I don't like. It doesn't include any ramping or warm-up routine. So the lifter is just, sometimes if you're not experienced, you're just going to say, I'm going to do 5 sets of 5 for the squat, 45 pounds, without any sort of warm-up or potentiating up to a top heavy set. I'm a much bigger fan of the sort of the Bill Starr 5 sets of 5 routine program, where you're working up to that top heavy set, and the previous 4 sets, with the exception of that top heavy set, are all based off that working top heavy set for that day. So I much prefer that system than just do 5 sets of 5 for 45 pounds like here. I'm not a big fan of that, actually. It is different from the Bill Starr, which I guess that's why they've done it. So it's not a complete carbon copy of the Bill Starr 5 sets of 5 linear program. So that could be why they've done it. And also this sort of body weight and body fat. I mean, really, do you need that? Probably not. So all in all, yeah, this program, as I said, I believe I give it about 7 out of 10, let's say. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to include the link for both the pound and the kilos spreadsheets. You can download those, access them. If you like this video, please do subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, because I'm going to do lots of videos, lots of different videos of different programs and other powerlifting stuff. Comment below if you have any ideas on other programs I can review. I'm a good guy, I can review programs pretty easily, so do comment if you have any ideas. And also check out my social media. I live in Phuket, Thailand. I train out here, I lift weights out here. I've got lots of cool content on there. If you're looking to book a holiday when all this COVID rubbish disappears, and want to come out to Thailand, Phuket, you know, I've got some cool stuff, training on the beach, different fitness retreats you can do out here. So there's some cool stuff on my Instagram you can check out, as well as all my powerlifting stuff. So keep strong, stay strong, keep lifting, stay safe out there, and a big thank you for watching this video. Have a good day.